Myth number 5, you need to pay God back. Maybe you've heard this one. You know, there's that, think about all that God did for you. And then there's that dramatic, long dramatic pause for you to feel awful, right? And then they come in with the clincher, so therefore you should do for God. Well, verse 14 says that God canceled out the certificate of debt consisting of decrees against us, which was hostile to us, and He has taken it out of the way, having nailed it to the cross. The Bible says, what we owed God, we are now dead to. What we owed God is now canceled. What we owed God, we are not under. Christ is the end of what we owed God. Now, the biblical word for that is the law, and the first thing we think of is Moses, and that's fine and good. There were 613 ways to owe God through Moses, through the law. But I would beg you to consider that we have adopted a modern-day Bible Belt Christian law. And it may not have 613 things on the list, but it certainly has 4 or 5. And they're biggies for us. Thou shalt do your quiet time. Thou shalt be in church every time the doors are open. Thou shalt pray without ceasing, even if it gets you in a car wreck. Thou shalt, thou shalt, thou shalt. Thou shalt witness to everybody you meet, even if it doesn't make any sense in the conversation, just wiggle it in. I mean, the guy's trying to give you a car wash. He says, do you want program 1, 2, or 3? And you say, have you met Jesus? Man, you are spiritual. But it's not going to go anywhere. And so what we need to see is that when we operate from an I owe God perspective, we get strange. When we operate from an I owe God perspective, we get weird. Because we can't possibly bear the brunt of owing God. He is God. He is the God of all. And if you have an IOU to Him, that is a serious weight on a person, and it is going to come out in some weird ways. You're going to be stiff as a board, totally impossible to relate to. Or you are going to be the person that's trying to make every conversation awkward. Or you are going to just be plain depressed because you have the weight of God's demands on you, and that is going to affect any human being who is in their right mind, believing that stuff. It is going to translate to incredible stress. It has to. And so then you say, where's the joy of the Lord? Well, the joy of the Lord is not in that, because you're believing stuff that's not of the Lord. The joy of the Lord comes when I realize I don't owe God, and I couldn't pay Him back anyway. He paid it all. Jesus paid it all. We sing this. Jesus paid it all. All to Him I owe. Wait, what do you owe if He paid it all? So we got to get rid of the sense of owing and put in a sense of thank you.